Breakfast with your Coys. Oh yeah. Breakfast with your Coys. Breakfast with your Coys. Oh yeah. Breakfast with your Coys. Breakfast with your Coys.
Yes, guys, welcome to Pure Coys TV. It is Saturday morning. Happy weekend. I apologize for no shows during the week this week. Work it's not even been manic, but I have had to be out the door every morning at silly o'clock this week. So no show. So I apologize for that. They're the two Marks and Cookie have been doing a fantastic job. Anyway, guys, it is Saturday morning. I hope everyone is having a good start to the weekend. Hopefully, I can help. And if you're at work, well, I apologise, and that's not great, but it is what it is, guys. How are you? Spurs are not going to ruin our weekend this weekend. Yes, yes. I mean, they probably will, right? They will probably find a way of ruining our weekend because that's what Spurs do. Some bit of news will come out, but so far, as it is, Tottenham have not ruined our weekend and will not ruin our weekend. They've ruined enough weekends over the last season for sure, probably 2 seasons. But it is what it is. But guys, how are we feeling? Drop comments in. Let me know how you're currently feeling about Tottenham Hotspur. Will we stay in the Premier League? Have we got a chance? It's in our own hands, right? It's in our own hands. I know it's not that 7 or 8 point cushion that we had before, that buffer, but we still have that point and we win. I can't believe I'm saying this. We win our home games and we stay up, right? We win our home games and we stay up. It's going to be a tough ask, though. After what I saw, what I witnessed on Thursday night, nearly said Wednesday night, on Thursday night against Palace, I really don't see how we get out of this. I'm not sure where the next win's coming from. We didn't really look like scoring. I know we did. Seems silly. But I don't know. I don't know how we win games at the moment. The teams in and around us are all fighting, are all getting points, picking up wins, picking up draws. But Tottenham aren't. We just keep losing. I think that's 5 defeats in a row now. Am I correct there? That is shocking. And cup of tea this morning. That is shocking. And Spurs need to sort that out ASAP. Starting at Anfield next week. Of course, we have a Champions League game against Atletico Madrid next week. I mean, talk about not needed right now. Atletico, does anyone give a shit? Really? I couldn't care less about Atletico Madrid now. Could not care less. I don't care if we lose 5-0 in both games. Get us out of that now. We need to concentrate on staying in this Premier League. By hook or by crook, however we do it, we need to concentrate on that. Though, inside, and I know a lot of fans that are with me, I'm not saying I want us to go down, by the way. I'm kind of resigned to it. I'm kind of at the point where I'm just like, it's in my head constantly. Oh, Bristol City would be a good place to go. Is that just up the road from me? Well, we'd get 46 games. There'd be a lot of games and Friday night football as well. That would be nice. Suddenly, my mindset's changing. My mindset is changing, and I'm thinking, you know, I'm resigned to Tottenham going down. Would it hurt? Yes, it would. And Wednesday night was a real dagger in the heart because all season I feel like I've been saying there's no effort. You know, these players don't want to play for the shirt. And I've been blaming the players a lot. Other people have been saying it's all on the managers. I've been saying these players are obviously not that great if we can go through 2 or 3 managers and the players are still rubbish. And they're showing that currently, aren't they? They're showing no fight, no desire, no passion, no pride in their own job. We all work, right? We all work. We all go to work. And for the most part, we got pride in the work that we do. You know, I go to work. I don't want to do a shit oven clean. I don't want to walk away from a job thinking, oh, well, let's hope I get away with that one. Every job I go into, I want to do a good job, the best job, because I want my customers to be like, oh, you've done a fantastic job. We're going to use you again. Right now, currently, I think Tottenham Hotspur and the players are like going through the motions. A lot like I just said, I'm resigned to Spurs going down. I think a lot of these players are resigned to going down as well. And let's be honest, a lot of them won't be here next season. So why would they care? Why would they care? And I think as a footballer now, you have to have something about you. I really do. There's so much money in the game. I think as a footballer, you have to have something about you. You have to have that drive. You have to have that passion, that will to succeed. Because so many players, so many footballers will, I'm sure, just like any job, will be like, I'm on a good little wage, yeah. I'm on good money. I don't really need to go the extra mile. And I'm sure, listen, footballers must be like that. And I do feel like we have a few of those players in the Tottenham team. But guys, will we get out of it? I'm not sure. Let's hope so. I really do hope we will. But time will tell. Time will tell. Guys, on the way in, please do me a favor. Smash a like, hit a subscribe if you haven't already. Let's go through the chat. Let's say good morning to everybody. The Stoic says pride has been replaced by complacency and greed. Overpaid and inferior quality players bought by unscrupulous and footballing wise unqualified owners and directors. The championship rightly beckons. Big up, Stoic. Always puts very poignant comments in and like big words it expects me to read out. So big up to you, Stoic. Thank you for that. I think I just about got that okay. So lovely. Marcus is in. Big up, mate. I hope you're well. Says morning, Nige. Hope you're well. Don't hold up too much for us staying up now. Listen, I think we're all in the same boat, aren't we? I think that there's probably a lot of positive people out there that will still think we will stay up. But I think a lot of it has been drained out of a lot of fans now. We are resigned. It's probably gonna happen. The reality of it actually happening may hurt a lot worse, and I'm sure it will. But I think a lot of us are now resigned. It's like when you're dating somebody or you're with somebody and you just feel it. It's not going well for a while. You kind of know it's going to end. You just don't know when. Feel like this with Spurs at the moment. Kind of know we're going to go down. Um, and obviously I know it's going to be towards the end of May. But guys, I don't know. I don't know. Scott Colliver's in. Said hello, Nigel and chat. Good morning to you, Scott. I hope you are well. And Rodney's in as well. Saying big up to all. Come on, you Spurs. Lange and Enoch out. Absolutely. Lange has to go. How he's in a job, I don't know. This must be one of the worst signings we've ever made as a football club. Johan Lange, an awful director of football, absolute wet lettuce, as Kate would say. And how he's still in a job, I don't know. Vinay too, he needs to go. And Enoch, well, they are showing their true colours, aren't they? Absolutely showing their true colours. They had a chance. They had a chance to put all the wrongs right in the summer and in the January window, and they have failed miserably. They have failed spectacularly. And now we are in a position that we are, and Enoch can't do anything about it now. This is it. They cannot do anything about it. I mean, they could change a manager again, I guess, but that's all. Guys, would you change a manager now? If you had the choice, would you change the manager? Would you get rid of Tudor? Would you bring someone else in? For me, I'll be honest, Tudor had to go Wednesday night. He was brought in. Listen, Tudor was never our full-time manager, right? He was always a man brought in to steady the ship, to get a bounce, to get those few wins that would keep us up. And let's be honest, if we had beaten Fulham, if we had beaten Palace, we'd be 7 clear of the relegation zone still, and we'd be thinking, yeah, we're pretty safe. We're pretty safe now. As it is, we have lost every game. And we will probably lose to Liverpool. Let's not kid ourselves here. We'll almost certainly lose to Liverpool. That would be 4 defeats in a row. Add the Champions League to that as well. This guy cannot be in a job. He needs to. I mean, do we give him the Liverpool game? Or do we just keep him to the end of the season? I don't know. I don't know. I'm like I say, I'm resigned to it. Bob says, morning, Nige, and hello to all in the chat. Now have to get rid of this man before it's too late. I agree. We made that mistake with Frank. We kept him too long. And now we cannot do the same with Tudor. We're not playing for a week. And listen, yes, Liverpool is a bit of a free hit because we never win at Anfield. But it's a football game. You never know. We have a chance. Liverpool are not pulling up any trees themselves this season. So there's no reason why we can't go there and get something. But with this current group of players and current man in charge, for whatever reason, it's not working. Square pegs in round holes. He's changed formation every game. He doesn't seem to know what he wants to do. The players don't seem to know what he wants them to do. Like I say, playing Gallagher right midfield. Gray's played in 7 positions in 2 games. I mean, to be fair, I thought Gray was our best player on Thursday night. And listen, I know he gets a lot of stick. He's not your wow player that gets you excited. But I'm liking Gray. I think, he's the one player out there that is showing fight. So, guys, again, drop a comment and let me know what you think. Is there anyone on that Tottenham field? Anyone in that team that's showing fight? I'd say Gray is. Other than that, I'm struggling. I thought Sousa had a decent cameo, decent half an hour on Thursday night. But apart from that, listen, Van der Ven, I thought we saw fight out of him. Silly sending off. But before that, I thought he was putting in tackles, trying to make runs, trying to make things happen. I think he's just kind of checked out. But for me, Van der Ven showed some fight, maybe too much at the end. But other than that, there wasn't too much out there. Maybe Danzo. And the thing is, Danzo shows fight. He's just not got enough quality, has he? Steve's in, saying good morning, Nige. Hope you're good. I'm good, mate. I hope you are too. Was at the game Thursday, felt like the end of our club. I generally sat there at halftime with tears in my eyes. Well, mate, I feel for you. I really do. And I feel for every Tottenham fan, including myself. I feel for every Tottenham fan because we are really going through it. Now, who was the thing? 10 months ago, 9 months ago, we were celebrating winning a trophy. We were the champions of Europe. We were lining the streets of Tottenham. And now, look where we are. Look where we are. I don't know. I don't know what to say. And yes, it's been coming in the league, hasn't it? This isn't just oh my God, we're crap. How do we get crap? We've been crap for a while, but I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore. But big up to you, Steve. Carl's in, said morning, Nigel and chat. Good morning to you, Carl. I hope you're well. And Barbaric is in too, saying good morning, Nigel. I hope you're well, young sir. What a sorry state this club is in. Get them all out. Smash your likes and subs, people. Yeah, smash those likes and subs, people. Really would appreciate it. Going up slowly this morning. Always nice to see. And yeah, listen, this club are in a mess, and I'm with you, Bob. I'd get them all out. Again, another thing about going down to the championship is that we would probably lose 80% of our playing staff, and I wouldn't be against that. I don't want us to go down, by the way. I want us to lose 80% of our playing staff by staying up. But if we went down, they would be gone. Bring some players in who want to play for this club. Bring some players in that want to play with some pride, who actually want to wear this beautiful white shirt with a cockerel on. I mean, it's not difficult, is it? We'd all run through walls to play for Tottenham. Sadly, a lot of these players don't want to know. They don't want to know. Steve says, for the first time, we have lost 5 games in a row in the Premier League since 2004. The record was 6 in a row before we won a game. Also, first time we haven't won in 11 games since 1975. It is, and it's the first time we haven't won in 11 games. Well, clearly, it just says it. But obviously, a lot of people just think the Premier League is the Premier League. It's the first time we haven't won in 11 games in Premier League history. So it is what it is. We are in a mess. I don't see where our next win's coming from. It's gonna be we haven't won in 12, isn't it? Let's be honest. I mean, we can hope, we can dream, but it's almost certainly gonna be um without a win in 12 Premier League games. And then where do we go? We are a mess. We need to do something. We need to do something quick. I would be sacking Tudor today. I would have done it Thursday night, and I would have a replacement in. But this club don't do that. They don't have any contingency plan. There's no like, right, this isn't working. We need to act now. And I'm not saying bring in Harry Redknapp. I'm not saying bring in whatever. There'll be people who do them great. Listen, I'm all for it. I'm all for trying anything. But clearly Tudor is not the man. We do need to bring someone in who understands Tottenham Hotspur, whoever that is. But right now we are shambles. DL was in and said, "Good afternoon, mate. Watching from Perth, Australia. The result, poor performance against Palace, killed me inside. I was just numb. It seems to me the nail in the coffin of our wonderful club. Big up to you, mate. Whereabouts in Perth are you from? My mum lives in Perth, has done for, and my uncle as well, have done for the last 16, 17 years. My mum lives in Warnborough. Um, I think I got that right. But yeah, lovely, lovely place. And yeah, often do that walk when I'd go. I've been a couple of times, and we'd often do the walk that like the Horseshoe Beach from Warnborough to Rockingham. And yeah, lovely. Finn is in, said, "Morning, Nige. The board have been watching the club circle the drain for a long time, and now they are suddenly surprised that we might go down the plug." Oh, absolutely brilliant comment. Now I love it. When you were saying that, I was thinking of going to Turkey on holiday and those water slides when it's just going around at the bottom. Absolutely, 100% agree with you, mate. We have been doing that for a while. It's almost like the plug's been blocked, but suddenly someone's gone in there with a plunger, and we are going down fast. Yeah, I don't know what we do. I don't see how we get out of it. I don't see how we get out of it. I really don't. Guys, girls, let me know in the comments, how do we get out of this without stating the obvious by winning games, of course. But who can we rely on to get us out of this mess? I'm really not. I'm really not sure. Carl says at least our shirts will be cheaper. Don't bank on it, mate. They'll probably go up. Probably go up. Championship special, for one season only. Hopefully. Um, I don't know. I don't know. What would it be cheaper? Would it be cheaper? Maybe that could be a good thing. I mean, okay, jersey is always good. Um, so they're cheaper anyway, but we just can't go down, guys, can we? Andrew says, "Morning, Nige. We have a team of wet wipes." I agree. We have well, it's not even that. We just have a team of players who don't want to play. For Spurs, I've got no interest, are on far too much money. And yes, I'm jealous. Are on far too much money and don't need to go that extra mile because they know they're going to earn that money anyway. And if they go down, they just move to another club. Um, it's just depressing. It really is. DL says, "Get rid of Tudor, bring in Harry and Keane." Wouldn't be against that at all. Can't see Robbie Keane coming in just simply because he's got a full-time job. And I want Poch back. I want Poch back in the summer. So for me, it would have to be someone to come in short term. I'd love to see Harry back at the club, but I don't think he could do it on his own. He would definitely need help. Um, so let's see what happens. The girl Gaffer is in saying, "Hello, resident Arsenal fan. Don't give up. You won't get relegated. You guys make too much money for the Prem. Results will go in your favour after Liverpool." Oh, I hope so. I hope so. I really do. But listen, Wednesday and Thursday night were terrible nights for us Spurs fans. Obviously, us losing, you guys winning, and then Man City, oh, blowing it. So listen, we get closer to relegation and you get closer to winning the title. So listen, it could be one of those seasons, couldn't it? Arsenal win the league. West Ham saved themselves from relegation at the expense of us, and Chelsea send us down the second to last game of the season. If that happens, disaster at Spurs. The Sporting Journey's in, saying, "Hi, Nigel, I hope you're well. I am really good, mate. I hope you are too." And he then says, good morning to the chat. Catching kills. There's a Chelsea player. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say what? He says Chelsea players have no discipline and always get red cards. So do your team, Romero, Van der Ven. What was that? Yeah, listen, I don't know. Listen, the Van der Ven one's frustrating, but I think anyone who's played football will understand that at that moment, you're not really thinking. It's all just trying to stop that player. And I think if he had held that, I think he just held him too long. Catch and kill. I really do. I think he just held him too long. A split second or half a second less, and I don't think that would have been a penalty. I think he just kept hold of him just that little bit too long. It was silly from Van der Ven, but you know what? In that moment, as a player, and I played defence, you kind of just want to do anything to try to stop them getting through. And especially if you've just gone up the other end and scored. If it was 0-0, would he have done that? Possibly, but maybe not. Maybe it's like, oh my God, we're winning. We need to. I don't know. It was silly though. And Romero, listen, don't get me started on Romero. He is a complete dick. I wouldn't be against seeing the back of him again. I wouldn't be against seeing the back of him. I don't. He's not the man for me. He's not my captain. Um, he really isn't. But it is what it is. 2 Mark show. Cookie is in. Said morning, Nige. Good morning, Kirk. I hope you're well, mate. I will be redirecting you after the show to the 2 Marks. Guys, and if you haven't, please smash a like, hit a sub button, hit a sub button. Really would appreciate it. Let's see if we can rustle up a few subs today. The Sporting Journey says Archie Gray come from a good footballing background, and as a Leeds fan, we love him. And is starting to win Tottenham fans over just like he did with us. I agree, mate. I think he is. You know what? He come in, and this was nothing on him. He was a young kid, but we spent a lot of money on him. And I think as fans, a lot of us wanted to buy ready-made players. So our frustrations were maybe taken out on the likes of Gray and not Bergvall as much because we only spent 8-10 million on him. But the younger players we were wasting money on that Spurs fans thought we were wasting money on. Tell, Odebears. You know, when we wanted ready-made players that we thought we could get for that kind of money. You know, you spend the 28, 30, 35, 40 million on Tau, could have gone to Lookman in for half the price. But gotta say, I've digressed a little bit. Gotta say, Gray is growing in stature, and I'm really liking Archie Gray. Listen, he could be our leader next season in the championship. Who knows? It's going to be interesting. And Sporting Journey, Leeds, you know, they're doing all right, aren't they? I think they're going to stay up. Leeds have exactly what Tottenham don't have at the moment. That's that fight, that passion, that desire, that battle to stay in the Premier League. And that's what Spurs are lacking. If Spurs had that, I'd have no doubt that we'd stay up. I just don't think we have it. The girl Gaffer said, if you had Lucas Bergvall, Wharton would have been running freely like he did, wouldn't have been running through freely like he did in your midfield. It's all ifs and buts, so girl Gaffer, isn't it? We have so many injuries. And for me, again, I'm not sure whether Bergvall's a man currently. He's a good player, but he's a good young player. Just very frustrated with all of our team at the moment. We've brought in the likes of Conor Gallagher, who looks so poor, and he has been played out of position. There is no doubt about that, but he looks so poor at the moment. He looks off the pace. I watched Gallagher. It looks like he's running in treacle. He looks off the pace. He's got no pace. There was a ball played down the line. And I'm like, go on, son. And it's like, you realise after like 2 seconds, he ain't getting there. Where's his pace? He's got none. I don't know. I don't know. I'm finding faults with all of our players at the moment. I really do. I really am. Sporting Journey saying hello to the 2 Marks. Spurs are all 44s in. Pretty obvious we are going down. So unprepared for anything. Even Tudor's assistant can't get a work permit. Surely they would have completed some due diligence before appointing Tudor. It's crazy. You know what? I don't think they did, mate. I don't think they did. I think it is one of those situations where they're like, well, Paratici wanted him, so you know we don't know. We haven't got a clue who to get. And of course, Lange and Vinay wanted Frank to stay anyway, and they were put in a situation where Frank needs to be sacked. Sack him today. They've sacked him, and they have no clue what to do. And listen, I was championing Tudor, not too much, but I was like, "Yep, we've got a manager in. Let's get that bounce. Let's get that win." He looks like the sort of stick a rocket up their ass, and it's gone. It's gone pear shaped. It's gone sideways very quickly. 3 games. Like I said earlier, didn't expect to win the Arsenal game, but I definitely 100% expected at least 4 points out of Fulham and Crystal Palace, and we got none, not one. And we go to Anfield next week, and if we lose that, we could be in the bottom three. We could be in the bottom three. We're lucky in the fact that West Ham have Man City, and Man City will hopefully beat West Ham. But Forest have a game against Fulham. Forest can win. We could be 17th. And listen, this is going to be a really tough last month or two of the season. I'm not quite sure where it goes at the moment. Simon's in saying, "Morning, nice time to follow the Spurs ladies now." I think we might have to, you know. It's crazy. Big up to you, mate. I hope you're well. I don't know. We are in a mess. We are in a mess. Spurs Rule says there is no way Enoch will fund us straight back up next season. We are looking at decades in the lower leagues unless they sell up. I agree. And this is my massive fear. So many fans are like, "Yeah, we go down, we come straight back up. Enoch will sell." And I've said it so many times, and I say it again and again and again. I don't want to be another Sheffield Wednesday. I don't want to be another Bolton Wanderers. You know, we go down, and we don't see the light of the Premier League again. I don't want that for Tottenham Hotspur. And it could happen. It really could happen. We cannot go down. We cannot go down. And if we do, listen, we'll deal with it, right? Because we're Spurs fans. We always have been. We always will be, regardless of what division we're in. But it will end the club effectively as a big club. I wouldn't even be sure how long we'd be able to stay in that stadium for. If we seriously went down and we were down for 3, 4, 5 seasons, would we be able to fund that stadium? Or would we have to move? I don't know. It's not worth thinking about at the moment. Razzle saying, "Morning, Nige. Good morning to you, Razzle. I hope you're well, buddy." And Craig O'Sullivan says, "Skippy is the GOAT." Absolutely. We could be. Listen, Harry Winks could be going down to League One. Maybe we could pick up Harry Winks playing on midfield next season. This is where we are, guys. This is where we are. Pete Chambers is in, saying, "Morning, Nige. Good morning to you, Pete. I hope you're well." And Lee's in as well, saying, "Hello, everyone. Good. I was going to say good afternoon. It is Saturday morning. Good morning to you, Lee. I hope you're well, mate." Vindaloo's in, saying, "Good morning, Nige, and good morning to Cookie. Good morning to you, Vindaloo. I hope you're well, mate." And Razzle saying, "It makes you wonder if if and how they are planning for next season." Well, apparently they have. So Landry said, we're planned for next season. You know, we have plans in place for the summer. Let's see what they are when we're in the championship. I don't know what we do. Well, I know what we should do. Everyone knows what we should do. Enoch should leave, should sell up to somebody who actually wants to take this club forward, to take this football team forward. Lange needs to be sacked. Tudor needs to be sacked. Vinay need to be sacked. There's probably more. But will any of that happen? Tudor will be the next man to go without a doubt, and probably after the Liverpool game. But listen, for me, it's all too little too late. Spurs Rule says making bad decisions. Yeah, Enoch, keep me making bad decisions, absolutely. The Sporting Journey saying that's a good point to Razzle. Cookie saying good morning to Vinders. Terrell's in, saying big up, nice, big up, buddy. I hope you're well. I bet you're so glad you're not in this mess. I really do. I bet you're so glad you're not in this mess. He says big up to the chat. And he also says smash the likes and subscribe, people. Show Nige some love. Absolutely. Smash that like and subscribe if you haven't already. And get over to Terrell and smash subscribe for his channel too. Always growing. I know he's a gooner, but he's one of the good ones. He's one of the good ones. Andrew saying, "I actually like long words, Nige." Yeah. 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 Thanks, mate. Thanks. It's far too early to be able to read that. and I probably couldn't anyway. Higgs in said, "Hi mate, get this Vinay guy out to start with. The Woolwich spy, 100%." I mean, what a terrible looking back on it, what a terrible, terrible appointment that was. But it is what it is. Catch and Kill says, "Get Big Ange back." Listen, would we be against it now? Probably not for the last 9 games. This is where we are, desperate. We need players to start running through walls. I don't think it matters who the manager is, as in tactically or that kind. I don't think it matters at all. We need a manager to come in now, somebody to come in who's going to motivate these players, who's going to not stick a rocket up their ass, but motivate them, make them want to run through walls for them. And as much as I hate Ange as a manager and tactically as a manager, maybe he could get 2 or 3 wins. I can't believe I'm saying that, but listen, it is what it is. Oh, Razzle saying, "Take all the players down the pub and have a great drinking session to strengthen the bonds of the players." Wouldn't be against that too. That is a good idea. John Stokes saying, "Morning, Nige. Good morning to you, John. I hope you're well, mate." And Lee says, "Hi to Razzle." Milan, big up, mate. It says 26 relegated special edition. Yeah, yeah, that would be the shirt, won't it? That would be the shirt. There'd be something on the sleeve or something. The special edition shirt. They'd bring one out. What colour would it be? What colour would be the 2026 relegated special edition shirt? It would have to be like there'd have to be some red in it somewhere, wouldn't there? A nice chunk of red, just so people didn't buy it. I don't know. John says, "If you want cheap quality shirts, look on DH Gate." Absolutely. Absolutely. And Andrew says, "The only way we can rely is on Doris, the tea lady." Yeah, she's the only one we can rely on. Absolutely, 100%. Spurs Rule says, "Players hate the owners and want out. Relegation will suit them." Exactly. Easy way out for these players if they go down. I'm sure there's a lot of them who haven't got relegation release clauses in, because I don't think any of us really expected to be down here. Certainly the club wouldn't have expected it. But they still find it easy to get out. They still find it easy to get out, a lot of these players. Spurs Rule said, "Romero and Van der Ven have no love for this club. Do any of them?" I don't think so. I think the only player that I see that has love for this club, and he probably doesn't, but he says all the right things, and he's not in the squad. He's currently injured and has been out all season and will probably may even miss the start of next season. I don't know. And that's James Maddison. He says the right things. And listen, if we went down, I would love Maddison to stay and guide us back into the Premier League. But I think even Maddison might go if we went down. I don't know. Gen X says, "Owners don't care about results. Eventually, players have aligned with them." It's just become a bit of a thing, isn't it, Spurs? So used to losing games. And I said it last season, all this thing when we chucked the league. You cannot be going into games thinking they don't matter. You cannot be going into games thinking, well, we're focusing on something else, because it gets that mentality that they're used to losing games. We are so used to losing that it just doesn't affect them anymore. And it's the same with fans, right? Yes, we're hurt. Yes, we're upset. But we lose a game now, and it just feels like norm. It just feels like normal. Oh, well, we lost. We used to lose games. I used to be pissed off all weekend. Now we lose games, and within 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, well, what's for dinner? It is what it is. The press says, "Big up Nige, Cookmeister, and the chat. Maybe maybe the one and only Chesney Hawk Solanke could come to the rescue." Listen, Solanke, he was terrible, wasn't he, the other night? Good finish, by the way. Um, but he's got to do more. He's got to do more in a game. Running around, it isn't going to cut it for me. And I was watching the game, obviously with the 2 marks. We did the watch along. And there was a striker playing up front for Crystal Palace, Strand Larson, who was available in January, who I said I take. I thought he was decent. Probably not your 20 goal a season striker, but he's decent. Better than what we have. A lot of fans turned their nose up. Oh, he's not good enough for Spurs. He's absolute rubbish. He can't score goals for Wolves. How many goals has he scored this season for Wolves? He's gone to Palace. He's scored a lot of goals already. And I was watching him, and the difference between him and the strikers we have was night and day. Every time the ball went up to Strand Larsen, it stuck. It stuck to him. He bullied our defence and he scored a goal. He could have had a couple more. And I thought I would love him. I would have loved him in a Spurs shirt. Yes, he's not your sexy striker, but this is where we are as a club. This is where we are. We are fighting down near the bottom of the table. We need players, we need strikers that are going to fight, that are going to do their job. Right now, I feel like we have strikers up there who just chase. We chase and Harry, we run a lot. Brilliant. Do you score a lot of goals? Not really. Can you hold the ball up? No, but we run a lot. That'll keep us up. That'll keep us up. Catch and Kill says, I do not understand why Spurs do not rate Big Ange. You guys do not analyse games. Have you guys reviewed why you won the Europa League? What choices did Big Ange make? Why Spurs? Mate, yes, I did. I did. And you've got to realise, buddy, we finished 17th last season. We finished 17th for a reason, because we're poor. We're still poor this season. And listen, we won the Europa League and that's fantastic, but that wasn't on Ange. Ange had something to do with it. His mentorship, his talks, the way he got into the players' heads, absolutely. But the players went to Ange. Van der Ven, Romero went to Ange and said, we cannot keep playing this open. We have to tighten it up. That's why we won the Europa League. Bit of player power now. And as much as, I've been talking about player power and how they have too much power, in that moment, they felt confident, and maybe that's a good thing for Ange. And this is not a slate on Ange at all. The players felt confident that they could talk to their manager and say, listen, this isn't working. Can we change it? And the manager was confident enough in his players to say, if you feel that's the way we can get over the line, we'll go with it. And fair play for that. Absolutely fair play. But I'm not going to start saying I rated Ange as a manager, because the football we played under Ange was also shocking for that last season, 100%. But I get your point. I do get your point. John says, I'm hoping half of this team will leave when we get relegated. If we get relegated, John. If we get relegated. It's not done yet. It's not done yet. We have a chance. A slim one, but we have a chance. John says, they don't deserve to wear the badge. I agree with that. I do agree with that. These players they're a shambles, mate. They are, like you say, they don't care about the club. They care about what's going in their pocket. And listen, this is not all of them. A few of them do. A few of them out there I will back. And like I say, Archie Gray, who I've not been the biggest fan of, I'm starting to really, really like this kid, because he is showing what every fat Tottenham fan wants. That bit of desire, that bit of passion. It's not his fault we spent 40 million on him. It's not his fault that board went out and thought 40 million, that'd do. We're by him when we needed ready-made Premier League players. But this is do Archie Gray the world of good. He is standing up. He is being counted. And for that, I commend him. And I respect him a lot for that. And I think he's going to be a good player. I really do think he's going to be a really good player. Golden Sense saying, worst form, most injuries, fans fighting, and new manager, big trouble in Little China. Big up to you, Golden Sun. 100% agree, mate. 100% agree. And then we go on about, again, like I say, mate, that was the players. And listen, they all come together and decided they were going to change the way they played for that Europa League. And fair play, we got the result. I was going to say we can't keep going back on the past, as I am like creaming myself a Pochettino, but it is what it is. Razzle saying, if Chelsea relegate us and West Ham stay up and Arsenal win the league, I will know we are a social experiment and it's rigged. Yeah, it is what it is. It's not good, mate. Chonky's in. Said morning chat and morning dad. 2 positives from Thursday night were Tell and Gray actually have a Didn't I actually have a shit game. I'm Chuggy, you've been drinking, mate. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Listen, I thought Archie Gray was fantastic, and whereas I think Tao is not great, at least he tries. At least he tries. Um, it is early. It is early, Chunky, isn't it? Um, and Chunky, check out my video on Beans Before Bullets. Woo! We are looking at nearly 10K on that short, my friend. Rodney saying that Glenn Hoddle said he will help Spurs. Listen, would people listen to Hoddle now? Listen, Hoddle, absolute legend of the club. Um, I'd be worried for him. I'd be worried for his heart. But we need somebody. Definitely need somebody Tottenham to go in and who understands what it is, or maybe some of these players, right? Maybe we should sit them down in front of some YouTube channels, not me. Some YouTube channels, the likes of Sava and Stel and people like and Sean Butler, and maybe they could watch Spurs 5, right? Or the two marks. Watch Cookie's passion and see some of that passion that the fans have, and me as well, if you want. I have got passion for Spurs. See some of these fans' passion for the club, expressions. We are Tottenham TV. I saw their video, like a match video. Abby Summers in tears. Was she in tears? But maybe. But showing her anger, and she was absolutely right with what she said. Some of these players should watch some of these fans and how they feel about Spurs and what's going on at the club. And maybe they might think, shit, man, we need to do more. Apparently, Solanke's come out and said that they had a really good chat, a really good conversation in the changing room after the game, and they realise how perilous the position is. Well, no shit, Sherlock. You realise? I mean, it's only taken you, what, a year? We've been in this position last year. We're in it again this year, but we're worse this year because the teams that come up are better. And I think that's half the problem. I think the board are sleeping. I think the board maybe thought Sunderland, they go back down. Leeds, they probably go back down. Burnley always go down. They took their eye off the ball. We'll be all right. We'll be all right for another season. We're coasting along. We got the Champions League money. We don't need to do too much. What they don't realise is Sunderland are flying. Great little team. Leeds United have fight, have desire, have that passion. They'll be all right, probably. Spurs, we have none of it. Absolutely none of it. Guys, if you haven't, please smash that like button, hit the subscribe button. Really would appreciate it. Andrew said players should be on a performance-related contracts. I agree 100%. I think throughout football, I think is the only way to get the best out of a lot of these players. Um, football's changed so much, and I blame the money. I really do blame the money for it. You go back, and I'm going back to like even the 90s, when you watch World Cups and you saw the international players, and every international team was star-studded players all over the place. If you're talking about the best players in the world, you could list 15, 20 players, you know, 10 of them being the Brazil side alone. Right now, you go the best players in the world, and it has been for a while. Messi, Ronaldo. Even now at 38, 39, they're the two best players in the world. Who's next? Harry Kane? Most people think he's shit, right? When he was at Spurs a couple of years ago, he was crap. Most England fans think he's rubbish. Crazy. It's just football's just changed so much. For me, Vindaloo says one of the main issues you created was telling everyone it doesn't matter where you finish in the league as long as you win a trophy. No wonder you get decisions against you in the Prem. I think. Agreed, mate. Agreed. Agreed. I cannot have the fact that finish 17th and win a trophy. No, I don't want that. I want to finish up the table. For me, I'm going to say what it is for me as a Tottenham fan, and you guys might all be different, and that's absolutely fine. For me, I don't give a toss if we win trophies. I don't care. Okay? I don't care. I've been a Spurs fan for the best part of 50 years. I don't care if we win trophies. Trophies are lovely. They come along every now and again, and they are brilliant when we win them. Lining the streets of Tottenham. What a day. What a day. But for me, I want to get excited about watching the club that I love. I want to watch my team and feel like, yes, what a great team. What a brilliant team to watch. I really enjoyed watching them today. And we might finish 6th. We might finish 4th. We might finish 10th. But we have players that I'm in love with. We have a club that I'm in love with. And every now and again, we get a trophy. Now, listen, the dream is to play great football, win leagues, and win trophies and win cups at the same time. But in my lifetime, and like I say, I'm over 50. In my lifetime, we've never been a league title winning side. Never. We've always been a cup team. Always been a cup team. And I think just some people are just like so hell bent on winning leagues. Wake up. That isn't Tottenham. That isn't Tottenham. Let's go back to the basics. The basics are playing good football and winning some cups. What we get from there on in, we get. But that's it for me anyway. I don't know, guys, how you feel. Let me know. John says, thanks for doing an early morning show on the weekend. Nice to relax and talk Spurs. No problem, mate. Again, I apologise for the weekdays. Weekdays are difficult. I try to get on when I can, but a lot of the time it's like, I just haven't got the time. But the weekends, I will always be on. A big up to you, John. Another failed upload. Big up, Corey says, we are so done for. We are in trouble. There's no doubt about it, mate. We are in trouble. It is what it is. The press says Van der Ven just wanted Sar's shirt before the end of the game. It was a straight red as Van der Ven stopped the goal scoring opportunity. Yeah, it's hard to disagree, mate. It's hard to disagree. Like I say, I think it was all the timing of how long he had hold of him for. Half a second less, and I think that may not have been a penalty. He just held on to him just a little bit too long. And I think once the referee gave it, they were never going to overturn it, were they? What I will say is, it did start outside the box. I'm not sure it's a penalty. It was a red card, but I'm not sure it's a penalty. I think. Um, but listen, hey, things are going against us at the moment, and when you're down, they do go against you. It's just the way it is. R. Williams is in said morning Nige and people in the chat. Where do we go go now? Stick or twist? We have to manage to pay and sign these so-called players. It's a disgrace. Vinay, Lange, and Enoch out. I don't know. I don't know where we go, mate. For me, we have to. We need someone Spurs in charge for the last 9 games, or even the last 8 games. You know, the Liverpool game's a bit of a free hit. Maybe bring in someone after the Liverpool game and try and get some sort of bounce. Um, because listen, this is why Tudor was brought in, right? For the banks, and we have seen no banks at all. Absolutely none. So for me, it's not working. He needs to go. Spurs also maybe Enoch want us to go. Yeah, probably. Down. Right. Gotcha. Yeah, I can't see how they would. They would lose money, right? They would lose money if we went down. But listen, it wouldn't surprise me. John says Gray is a quality player who doesn't get the praise he deserves. I agree. I do agree with that. I think he's showing his quality now. Vindaloo says, Vander can't defend Ven. I think that's harsh, mate. I really do. I think, again, they showed a little clip on Twitter of Van der Ven's touches before he got sent off. And he was brilliant. He did what he did his job as he always does. You know, he made a mistake. I'm not going to go too hard on Van der Ven. I was frustrated on the night. But listen, like I say, anyone who's played the game will know that you do what you can to try and stop them within the rules. And maybe, like I say, just that second too long or half a second too long. Jimmy's in saying, big up, Nige and chat. Good morning. Big up to you, Jimmy. I hope you're well. Guys, if you haven't, please smash that like button. It is so important. I know I keep on about it, but to get anywhere near 50 likes is important because it gets you out to a wider audience. And if we can get that, that would be absolutely fantastic. Just checking the old likes now to see where we are. We are at 35 likes. Let's try and get at least 6 or 7 more. That would be really good, guys. The Sporting Journey says all Spurs need is 1 win to get the feel-good factor back for the players to believe they can turn it round. But you need the senior footballers to step up 100%, mate. 100%. 1 win could change everything. You know, at the moment, we just feel like we can't buy a win, and it's really difficult. It really is. But we need one win, and we will hopefully be fine. Golden Sun says 5 minutes earlier, VDB was shaking his head at Papa for getting a silly yellow. This is true. This is true. I mean, again, no, things when things are against you, they really are against you. How many times do we see players go like that to the referee and get nothing? Sarr does it and gets booked. And the player who brought Van der Ven down, I think that was the Van der Ven moment, um, doesn't even get a card. I don't think it was the Van der Ven moment. It's another foul, but the player who made the foul doesn't even get a card, and he should have as well. I just think when things are going against you, they're going against you. Suit Measured is here. Big up, mate. Says, I don't want us to get relegated, out of control. All we can say is that the fans need to adopt a do or die attitude. There are too many followers and no Fernand Vans, unlike the old school and other clubs. Yeah, I agree. It's so difficult though, isn't it? I think you just get into a mindset of like, oh, it's probably going to happen. But you're right. We need to get together as a fan base and really help to keep this team in the Premier League. Um, and how do we do that? Listen, for me, we need a win from somewhere. We need a win from somewhere. Where we get it from, I don't know. Let's hope we get one soon. We definitely need 3 points from somewhere. And how do we get Enoch out? Listen, for me, that's the one big thing. We need Enoch to get out of this club. Sava did a fantastic video on his channel, saying all YouTube channels, whether you're big or small, no matter what your size, should unite together to try and do something to get these owners out of the club. And I 100% agree. From the very top, from your expressions and the like, to the people like me, you know, we need to do something to get this board out. What do we do? I don't know, because not everyone can make um, protests, right? Not everyone can get there. People talking about Nottingham Forest protest. I have my daughter that weekend. It's really difficult for me to get there with a 10-year-old. It's probably not going to happen. But, you know, what about, I don't know, what about an online petition? I know it sounds stupid, but start a petition up, get it to every channel. Somehow people can sign it. You know, sign this online petition. Take this online petition to the club. Send it to the club. Let them know how unhappy the fans are. We need to do something. I don't know what, but we need to definitely do something, guys. So show your support to all the channels who are promoting this. I will 100% be promoting. We need Enoch out, and whatever it takes, I will do my bit. 100%. Catch and Kill says use sub players in the Championship League ties. Throw the games, the rest of the players for the Premier League battle. You go nowhere near the Champions League this season. Oh, listen, Champions League's done, mate. We need to go out of that as soon as possible, in my opinion. But listen, wouldn't it be typically Spurs if we put on a performance on Tuesday night and got a result? You know, we can manage to win in the Champions League, but the Premier League, we are awful. John says staying down for a long time won't happen. We will bounce straight back up, mate. As I'm not as I don't know. I don't think we will. I think if we go down, I don't think we I just think we go down, we stay down. I really do, but I hope not, mate, because like I say, I don't want to be another Sheffield Wednesday. Suit Measure says seems like it might be by design. Conspiracy number one coming in. Make the football second rate and focus more on the entertainment. And this is what we've done, isn't it? We have lost beautiful, beautiful White Hart Lane. That beautiful stadium with those great gates at the front. We have lost it. We've knocked it down, all thinking we're getting this beautiful Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. What a great club. We're going to be challenging. And what's been put up there, it feels like a cinema's been put up, doesn't it? They just built a massive entertainment complex. And on the side of it, it's like, yeah, some football team player. Don't know. Spurs, something like that. Yeah. You know, and it just doesn't matter. They'll fill that stadium regardless every week because they'll have concerts, they'll have sport, boxing, obviously gigs, they'll have all sorts, F1, NFL. You know, they could put so much in that stadium that isn't football. They don't really need football anymore there. They don't really need football anymore now, and that is my concern. It really is. Um, Alan's in Tottenham Logic. Big up to you, buddy. So morning eyes, dark times are ahead. I don't feel like they can get any more darker than what they are, mate. Surely, but maybe they can. Maybe they can. It is depressing times as a Spurs um, supporter, that's for sure. Thank you to the guys that are liking. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. It's been very slow on the subs over the last week, but I haven't been streaming a lot, so I understand. Um, Golden Sun says that's not a conspiracy. Enoch applied to hold more concerts shortly before sacking Frank. Oh, I nearly said the C word then. But they are, aren't they? Ricky Villa TV said, Morning, Nige. Winks was a quality player before his injury. Remember that game against Real Madrid? He was immense. Wouldn't have him back now, though. Let the new generation come through. Listen, absolutely. I thought Harry Winks was a decent Premier League player for Spurs. But it is what it is. We are where we are, mate, and it's depressing times. Jimmy says, just think about the turmoil in players' turnover if we get relegated alone. Our recruitment for the last 10 years has been horrendous. Why will we suddenly improve and bounce straight back up? Fantasy. I agree. I agree with that. And God, what a turnaround. You're right. In players over the summer, if we went down, so many leaving, so many players coming in. We'd be signing the likes of Danny Ings and players like that just to try and get us back into the Premier League. And then if we did get back into the Premier League, they'd all have to be sold again because we need Premier League players. Oh, it's just not even worth thinking about. It isn't. It's not worth thinking about. Andrew says apparently they have plans in place from June the 1st. Enoch shutting the stable door after the horses have bolted as usual. Absolutely. Absolutely. Vindaloo said, I was thinking of getting a leaving present. Not sure if I should wait until the Easter sales. Any ideas? Mate, we're going to be all right. We are going to be all right. We really are. I'm just going through a few messages because I will be sending you over soon. Tottenham Logic says, because of our debts, we may never return to the Premier League, especially if we don't go back up in the first season. Relegation could kill this club. That's the fear. A lot of the debt is sustainable. A lot of the debt is sustainable, but we couldn't afford more than 2 years max down in the Championship. And listen, if we were down in the Championship for 2 years and come back up, do you think these owners are going to spend any money on the players? No. They're going to try and recoup that money back into their bank, the money that they've lost. So listen, hey, it is what it is. Message saying, nice, ban Vindaloo. I can't do that, mate. I can't do that. He's one of the good ones. I know you know that. Another failed upload said, I've seen more fight in Jake Paul than Spurs. Yeah, true. Probably lands more of a punch as well. We are terrible at the moment. Joe Blogs, big up, says no need to feel stressed until we mathematically can't stay up. And that is true. We have got to remember we are still a point clear. We were 8, but now we're a point clear. It is still in our hands. I think, like Joe Blog says, and I know it's tongue in cheek, but until it's not in our own hands, I think we need to be positive or try to be. But we will see. Soup Measure send too many mates on either side. It's a game of or more important than life and death. See what happens. Yeah, I agree. Razzle says, don't forget to smash the like and subscribe if you enjoy Nige preaching. Yeah, I'm on soapbox today. I'm on my soapbox, but likes and subs are always welcome here. But guys, let me know what you think. It's been a shocking season, hasn't it? It really has. Tottenham Logic says Gray went under the radar after another loss, but I thought he was excellent. V Palace showed more maturity and fight than any other player. Danzo and Tal showed effort too. Yeah, agreed. Agreed, mate. I thought Gray was fantastic, and Danzo especially. Tal showed some fight. I do think he was at fault for the second goal. I don't think it was a good pass into Sarr at all. I know Sarr lost the ball, but it was a dangerous pass to play. But at least Tao is always looking. He's looking busy, isn't he? Always looking to do things. Always looking to get forward, which so many of our other players just don't bother. Um, Vindaloo says, banter aside, one win changes everything. And I think you'll just be okay. I think we will just be okay as well. As much as I'm panicking, I do think one win, and I think we get it somewhere. And I think if we can get it soon, it might give us a bit of confidence, or we might get 2, 3 wins, or 2 wins in a draw, and then suddenly we move away. Because there's no way, surely, touch wood, there's no way West Ham, Forest, and Leeds are all going to go on winning streaks, surely. So I think Spurs, if we can just get a couple of wins, I think we'll be okay. I hope. Pete says some movies to cheer you up. Downton Abbey, Watership Down, Down Periscope, a long way down. Thanks, mate. Thanks. Oh, the banter has started already. We are in so much trouble. Tottenham Logic says Harry Redknapp won't care about pleasing players or being liked. If you're putting in a work, you ain't playing. He would rather play academy and play players who need to go forward. Yeah, I think. And listen, Redknapp has that way about him, doesn't he? Has a bit of both, right? He can be tough. He can be hard. He won't take any shit. But at the same time, I do feel like he's a kind of like manager you can, who will put his arm around you and say, "Hey, great, hey son, you're a great player, great player. Do your thing," you know. And I think we need that. I think Tudor maybe has come in and is a bit more authoritarian and maybe a little bit more strict with the players. I'm not sure. Listen, these players are prima donnas. These players are pussies, and they probably don't take kindly to being, having a manager chasing around with a stick. I think they like a bit more of a carrot. But that's just football nowadays. Spurs Rule says no idea how anyone thinks we can survive. Our form is probably the worst in the world right now, and we have the owners who don't care. I hate this club and the fans. Fans also don't care. Wow, strong words, mate. Strong words. Listen, you're right in a lot of what you say. There's no doubt our form is the worst. I think is the worst in the league, the whole league. I'm not talking about the Premier League. In the league, I think we have the worst form in the league currently in 2026. And listen, nobody seems to care, do they? And that's the problem. The problem is nobody seems to care. A lot of fans care, but I think a lot of fans are just resigned to it. We are so used to losing that it's just got part of the norm. Part of the norm. We lose games. It is what it is. But we need to get out of it ASAP. Razzle says, should put players in contracts, win a game, get 100% of their wages, draw 50. Absolutely. That would sort the wheat from the chaff, mate. 100%. I'm gonna just go through the chat because I have got to pass you over to the 2 marks. Wember says, big up, mate. Says, morning, Nige. How spooky is it? I woke up earlier, switched on TV randomly, and there on screen was a big match revisited from 1977. It was Spurs v Fulham in Division 2. At least we won that 1-0. Big up to you, mate. Listen, we may have to get used to it, but we will see. We will see what happens. Ricky said, haha, the big Angus out in force today. The bloke was car crash, never again. Tottenham Logic says, huge question. Will you carry on with your channel if we go down? Because I certainly will. Because as much as we are doing the pathetic on the pitch, can't not love this act. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I will be continuing talking Tottenham, regardless of what division we're in. If we're in the conference, I will talk Tottenham because we are Tottenham, super Tottenham from the lane. And listen, I love this club, regardless of what division we're in. Tough times at the moment, absolutely. Really tough time to be a Spurs fan, but it will get better. It will get better. Johnny Stokes saying, posting on X. Thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. Finn saying, having owners and a board that don't actually care about football as a sport was always a recipe for disaster. 100%. 100%. Suit Measure saying, I won't go into it. If we got what a get out of jail card, then we put ourselves. Yeah, listen, we did, especially on Wednesday night, Thursday night, taking the lead after Palace had a perfectly good goal disallowed, and then we shot ourselves in the foot. It is what it is. Golden Sun saying going down and people still going on about a manager that lost 22. Absolutely. Our league form was horrendous, wasn't it? Absolutely horrendous. Vindaloo saying, sorry about the bad grammar. Got a hangover. That's all right, mate. That is all right. Not a problem. I've got no excuse. I've got no excuse for my grammar. I'm just I'm just bad at talking. It is what it is. Two darn Soulful's in. Big up to you, mate. I'm just saying hello to the people that I haven't said hello to. Jeff, big up, Jeff. Thank you for coming in here. Guys, if you haven't, smash that like, hit that subscribe button. Really would appreciate it. Chirpy's in. Big up to you, Chirpy. I hope you're well, my friend. And Dr. Jason Bucket is in as well. Big up to you, mate. Thank you so much for coming in. Lee Payne's in. May the force be with you. Absolutely. And with you, my friend. I hope you are well. Guys, I am going to hand you over. Roy Marsh. Roy Marsh. Big up to you, Roy. I hope you're well, mate. Yeah, my reading is terrible. And Aussie Ange in as well. Um, it's really not. Um, Listen, I would take that all day long, Aussie Ange, but I just can't see it. Guys, have a fantastic Saturday. No Spurs to ruin our weekend. Have a great weekend. It's going to be a good one. I've got a feeling, though it is pissing down here. Have a great day, guys. I will pass you over to the 2 marks. Hit a like, hit a subscribe on your way out. As you get into the 2 marks, smash that like button and say Pure Coys Raid. Have a great day. And as always, stay positive, stay poised, and stay Pure Coys.